let me stop there. I see something. That's close. And it's going to be Warhead Junction, guys.
This is Raven's map pick, actually, by the way.
Here we go.
So this will be the first time. Let me think. Yeah, this will be the first time.
First time in part two.
In part two that
Yes.
a losing team has chosen map over first pick. So they will have second pick on their map choice. Warhead Junction. They have something prepared. They have something planned. So we'll see.
And Raven was the only team in part number 1 to actually play this map, I believe, against MVP Miracle, which they went all the way to the full series. They must have something in plan for themselves. And this is a map where Macro and even Brightwing is sometimes used because of that global presence.
Especially back in BlizzCon and the Gold Club World Championship. That was an older meta, and it was a long time ago, but even back then people were saying, by the way, here's the Respect Zero Tool ban I was talking about. By the way, back then people were saying the strength of Brightwing was quite limited, but we saw her almost on this map specifically, especially out of Ballistics, now L5. So, last time we saw Raven play on this map against Miracle, they ran the Artanis comp, which was working for them very well in the series, but it fell flat on this map, which was because Artanis just simply isn't as good on a large map like this. And already the global side of things going over to L5 with the Falstad first pick.
It's only one pick. It's only one pick, of course, but that seems way too powerful. If you give that Falstad to Nacho Jin, that's a different story already. So I feel like instead of banning Tastar, maybe Falstad could have been a better choice for them to ban. And there goes Raven just taking out Murden and Malfurion. I think they have a pretty good plan here. They know how L5 drafts. And they're countering with Murden and Malfurion, which basically L5 picks on their second rotations every time.
That's right. So I feel like...
What do you feel like?
I feel that Raven is hiding something, but Raven has to know. I mean, they're a pro team, right? Sure, they're at the bottom of HGC Korea, but they didn't get there off of nothing. They had to go through rigorous qualifiers, and they've played so much. They have so much experience. I feel like they know, they must know that globals will be taken from them if they give first pick away and they draft like this.
Yeah.
But even if they have something really special prepared, I feel like L5 will out-rotate it almost no matter what. They're going to go into the Tyrael Volley here, but when you have global control on a map of this size, no matter what your opponent is trying to throw at you, no matter how weird he's trying to play, you just kind of avoid it on this map. So I would have liked to see them try to pick the globals and just show their strength on this map that is less practiced by the other teams. But so far, looks like they just want to draft into something funky and give the globals away. They could have banned the Falstad instead. It's just so risky to do this when you have to give your opponent the first pick on your map choice. Because sometimes you want a map and you want to draft for it, but you can't draft it if you have to give the first pick away. As they think about this second ban phase. We could see an Ario ban, but with the double DPS, that's probably not the route that L5 is really going. They're going to go for it anyways. I think it's still a solid ban. It's the kind of safe ban. Doesn't really destroy what L5 is doing, but it weakens it. I love this music, by the way. I've been playing a lot of Brood War recently.
The remaster is coming out soon.
Yeah, soon TM. I hope like really, really soon, like sooner than we think. Like I think the official first day of summer is June 20th. If it's not out by then, I'm like, Blizzard, you said summer.
Well, that L5 is going to be out. Taika's not the most expected ban coming out from L5. But here are the picks. What does Raven have in their heads that made them choose this map instead of all else?
I saw a few weird Illidan drafts on this map with
Illidan
the Hunt. But, well, with the Thrall, it's 100% not going to happen. I was like, but also they don't have Tassadar or Tyrael, so it's tough to make it work no matter which way you look at it.
Well, Zarya is still available, but without any globals.
Yeah, I'm not I'm not a big fan of going into the Illidan. Anyways, obviously they're not going to now with the Thrall, but I'm not even a huge fan of the Thrall. But they grab something. They can't really grab Dahaka here. They grab an ETC. What's going to be their solo damage? They can grab ETC, then try to go into a mage like Li Ming. It's going to be Gul'dan for the time being. This draft just feels empty. Like when I look at this draft, I see, you know, I was expecting some sort of weird cheese or something to go, oh, I feel like the draft has really come together. But when I look at it right now, I look at it and say, well, I'm not entirely sure what they're trying to do here. It just feels like they have a draft that looks weak on any map. And they also don't have globals on the map that requires globals potentially the most because it's so massive.
I think they need to have some crazy solo lane picks like Murky even. If we can't really think of it, maybe even the Gazlo just pushing the entire lane by himself, not really joining the team fight. There's a little from L5 instead.
I think this is probably going to be a hunt game. It's Shando's Illidan though, which looks so cool in Metamorphosis, so maybe not. But Lucio comes in with that as the support. And this is, you know, alternatively what I was saying about Raven might be wanting to do an Illidan comp, but they can't anymore. They don't have the Tyrael, they don't have Tassadar. L5 does have the Tyrael, so this is not unreasonable by any stretch. It's been a long time since we've seen Illidan. Not quite 10,000 years, but it's been a while. And for Raven now, what's the 5th pick? Is it going to be another ranged DPS? Is it going to be something totally wonky like a Ragnaros or a Dahaka? Diong is laughing, so who knows what they're going to bring up here. But I'm a little bit worried. Like I was excited and now I'm just really worried. I feel, you were talking about a strong soul laner.
Okay, we need something.
Asmo.
Yeah, we need something like Asmo or Murky or Gazlo in that solo lane. I think they're gonna make this work with the glow, not with a global, but with Asmo then straight really having that lane pressure. I think that's gonna be the answer that they were trying to find out. Let's see if it works in game.
That's what we're gonna find out, man. This really uncharacteristic draft coming out from Raven. This unusual and perhaps by many considered to be unorthodox draft is coming out. They've got a plan here. This is their map pick. We're going to find out if L5 can tackle it with their Illidan composition as we go into Warhead Junction for game number 2. In blue, it is Raven, Joju on Malfurion, Hamlin on Gul'dan, NMX on Murden, Diong on Azmodan, and H82 on Thrall.
And in red, L5, SCSC on Vala, Nachojin on Falstad, Jungha on Illidan, Noblesse on Tyrael, and Swoi on that Lucio.
Okay. Watchtower control already showing the power of globals here. As everything that Raven does now in terms of aggression at level 1 will be seen by L5. So it begs the question why they came here in the first place. But looks like they're going to rotate away now. As you can see, Illidan is already in the top lane. He's going to be the solo laner for the time being. This will probably change as the game goes on. It will be replaced by Falstad. You can really have 2 solo laners on this map at different times because of how the map works and how large it is. You just always have someone kind of soaking up the EXP. Swoi is having no problems here. Just showing he could tango with the most of them here. 1v4, just harassing a little bit.
Ooh, and L5 is already losing. Not L5. Raven is already lost. They have already lost some of the EXP, and H82 very close. And Jungha going all the way in there already.
It's no Genji, but he's getting close.
Oh, yep. We saw some Genjis in action on the launching event. It was quite fun.
I see him in every single quick match game, and I have a lot of fun when I'm playing. When I play against him, not as much, but I love the hero, and I hope he doesn't get nerfed, but we'll see.
I think it's very likely once Genji is used to all the pros' hands. I think with the right hand and with the right team comp, I think Genji can be very powerful.
Yeah. Well, this is kind of a problem up here in the top lane. The wall is being shut down as H82 kind of just has to sit here and let the fort get the EXP for him. So we do see the first warheads will spawn the top and bottom of the map. Do see a flight up actually. They're going to commit. to killing this fort. They were looking for the kill on H82, but they'll take the fort if they can get it instead, which is great for them. They could trade warheads 1-for-1. Now, I do like what Raven is doing. They are pushing the bot lane to counter this. If they had globals, this would be really strong, and they could actually perhaps gain something from it. They're going to trade a fort for a fort wall. And if Falstad had not actually flown, he might be able to counter attack, but they know that he flew, so they know they can actually make this happen. They're even going to commit the warhead here, whereas L5 is already putting their warhead in mid. So there's just a whole one extra step ahead of what Raven is doing at every turn. Soy is a madman. He's harassing. Oh, they don't even get the fort. That's so painful. They're close, but close isn't good enough.
Yep, and Asmodan needs to get some soak. It seems like we're going to have poking and all-share burn. This is a hybrid Asmodan coming out, actually. Wonder what they have in their plans. And there's a Vala root. Not enough damage, actually. That's a good trade at the end.
Yep, going to make it a 1-for-1. Obviously, Vala not having a ton of support with this composition, really. Only the Lucio and the Tyrael. DeYoung steps way too far forward in lane, though. It is going to pay for it with his life. Down he goes. That's kind of how Asmodan goes. If you want to play safe and you can't get as much pressured on, you can't get as many stacks as you'd like. But if you play greedy, you're against a really aggressive Illidan player like Jungha, you will be punished. And look at this invade here on the cap. Good reaction by H82, just backing off there. Hamlin rotates over, and this was nearly a positive kill for Raven on the defense. So L5 perhaps play with the food a little bit too much here.
But they had their camps pushing the lane, and they didn't lose anyone. And Lucio and Malfurion came up at the right time for their safety of both teams. And meanwhile, they didn't actually lose too much at the bottom lane. I think that's the really big difference that Raven and L5 made when they already lost the top fort.
Well, the camp is going to have to be dealt with up there by Falstad. See Jungha's trying to finish off this cannon tower. He will. Mule. Well, I thought I'd seen it all.
It's going to help for the time being.
There's not a lot of CC on the side of L5, so this is a pretty reasonable choice. We're going to cleanse a Boop or like a Gust or something. I mean, pretty unlikely they're going to find much value out of the cleanse, so I like this choice. It's funny to see, because we just don't see it at all, and most teams would have still even run the cleanse here, but ends up being somewhat helpful here. But here comes a big fly, and again for Nitrogen, just insanely aggressive today. He will actually escape this time with the barrel roll. Oh! The dunk misses, not a three-point shot here for DeYoung this time. And now, once again, he's going to pay for the aggression with his life. NMX will join him in the graveyard. This is going to be 3 kills with L5's aggressive global rotation that you would expect to see on a big map like this. Their commitment to the global in the Falstad has netted them several kills and so much pressure all game long. Not only that, it's going to get them all of the warheads. They have 4 in their possession currently, and H82 I think is going to regret being aggressive here. No reason for that. Swoy even drops the B step, because that was pretty unrealistic to expect he would be able to win that exchange, because there was so many members of L5 still on the map that could rotate down, and he might have even won it 1v1.
Yep, that's true, and this is a Q Vala, so they are going for the boss. They have the damage, they have the burst damage coming out from Vala also. And also Strafe again, once more. And Raven's trying to contest this? I don't think it's even possible at all with just 2 of them.
Hunt, here it comes, and Judgment! Back to back! See you later, NMX. At least he dies inside of the DeYoung's basket. And everybody's having fun now that even a Swarm Host gets involved. Swarm Host is a rare sight in StarCraft 2, but feels like even a rarer sight here as the storm of this map is almost permabanned. Well, we are seeing everything today in this series. I hope our second series is as exciting. It's going to be tough to top this one already. We're only in game 2, and it's not over yet, but this has certainly been a fun one. As here comes the Swarm Host, the Mecha Swarm Host boss, and Warheads galore. They're going to commit to getting this keep. as Nitrogen flies in.
And Hamlin is caught. Jonga is locking down the damage. There's the last chunk of damage coming in from Falstad. That's already 1 kill. Sound Barrier keeping them alive. They want this keep down.
I think they want more than the keep. Strafe here for SC. Another Warhead being dropped on the core. H82 was split pushing top to try to get them 10. They have 10 now. They don't have Gul'dan. They're going to have him in a few seconds. They'll have that Horrify. Gus gets dropped here. Try to keep everybody inside the Hall of Storms. It won't matter. The Raven coming out way too late here to defend this push. And in 7 minutes, L5 will win map number 2. They are now on match point to make their record against Raven 5-0. And they're looking for that clean 6-0 in the next game. It feels likely with how things have gone so far.
You know what? That was one of